So, Jay, you were answering about account aggregator, and you mentioned about that account aggregators are not interoperable now, and you were covering your viewpoints on how it can help MSME. Maybe you can, respond to that question.
Maybe I should have started on a better note. Happy Makar Sankranti to everybody, and Happy New Year as well. So hopefully now God just blesses me with the right connectivities that I need to move this conversation forward. Thanks for coming back. So yeah, I don't think there is an interoperability requirement because the bank is expected to connect to all the account aggregators that will be licensed by RBI. So irrespective of what aggregator application a consumer uses, they have the ability to connect to any bank. So that is really, as far as the interoperability requirement goes, I guess it is met as long as the banks connect to everybody. In the context of the first part of the question that you asked me earlier, which is, if you can repeat that for me again, I'll quickly get it.
Yeah. So my question was, how are account aggregators? Because everyone is talking about data. The moment you have right data sets, you are able to lend to the right customer. So how are account aggregator helpful in reaching the right data so that the credit can be given to the MSME? That was the question.
Sure. Well, thanks for that. Yeah. So yes, data is a critical element, and I think that was discussed, and Amit had very well articulated the need for data and algorithms. So if an algorithm needs to function, what is primarily important is for the ability to seek data and relevant data at scale. Look, account aggregator is all about data that comes to you in a machine readable format that goes into a system, an underwriting system that will ingest, right? So account aggregator takes away the logistical hassle of having to give pile loads of paper for somebody to take a look at and evaluate the consumer or the customer in this context in MSME. So, to step back, account aggregators are primarily important because you're not solving for, for India, you're solving for Bharat. And if you choose to solve for Bharat, it is important to address this issue at scale, right? And UPI did that in the context of making sure that you have a new class of folks who never could potentially get a credit card and for whom even a debit card would have not been easy. They now are able to transact on the back of their phone and are able to send payments out, transfer payments out. So that is primarily what is important in the context of solving for Bharat and Bharatvasis. And if you need to do that at scale, you've seen across other domains how technology as an intervention has been able to solve it, right? So let's just take the example of, say, an Amazon, right? What Amazon has been able to do is, at the luxury of sitting at your home, you've been able to get and procure whatever you wanted from a potential supplier of that product or a manufacturer of that product. Similarly, in the context of hailing a taxi service, Uber has been able to prove that they have been able to manage conveniences from the context of a passenger and also from the context of a potential driver who's looking at more business. So there are many examples, including the restaurant app examples, that solve for logistics in a very, very easy way. Now, in the context of lending, to go back to your question, what it will certainly do in my mind is to ensure borrowings. So I think we need to inverse this problem to be able to solve the intersection between demand for money and supply of money, right? Banks continue to have enough money. There is enough demand out there in the market. Why is it that the interactions are not happening? Is primarily because of not solving for the needed data for small ticket loans at scale. And I think Account Aggregator does that brilliantly. And I think India has been able to prove to the world that data, and data democratization at scale would solve for unsecured, low ticket lending and will inverse the need for banks and non-banks to be able to look at the borrower first and create for the borrower and not necessarily peddle a product that a bank alone thinks will sell. So I guess it kind of opens up a very, very large opportunity for Bharat.
Fantastic. I think you have very well articulated the merits of why account aggregator is going to be beneficial for the country.